We can get started. Let me pull up the whiteboard. Let me go to the email. We are recording, so everything you said will be held against you. I watch live PD and make my kid watch live PD, so he won't become a dumbass. We do. We watch it every Friday and Saturday night. Let's see. I want to go up here, pull up my handy dandy email, pull up the email that y'all should have printed out, but y'all didn't because you don't check your email and the dog ate your homework and you have 5 dead grandmothers. 25. I'm just going to copy and paste something right quick. Let's see. Where is y'all are Math 120, right? Math 120. There we go. There we go. Copy. Whiteboard. I'm just trying to impress y'all. That's all I'm doing. And let's go ahead and make everything 36. Okay, in case you haven't read your emails or read your handouts or done anything like that, that's supposed to be sarcastic to those sorry people that haven't done anything. There's my cell number. Now that cell number is important in case you want to Skype into class or in case, you need to tell me something that is important. Notice I stress the word important. Like, you've had a wreck, you're in the hospital for 5 or 6 days, you're going out of town for 5 or 6 days, that kind of important. You stubbing your toe on the sidewalk is not important, okay? The Tri-County Tech Help Desk, that's anything having to do with anything that you do with Tri-County Tech on the computer. Blackboard never works. Signing into your email, forwarding your email to your phone, anything like that, 864-646-1779. They are computer services, so they have job security. Don't get smart with them because they'll get smart with you back. All right? So they're not going to get fired. So you call down there with attitude, you're going to get attitude right back. It doesn't do any good to get an attitude with anybody anyway. All right, and let me put down now, if you can understand their English and stay on hold for, 5 or 10 hours. MyLabs Plus is 1-888, I think it's 883. I can't remember the last 4. I'm sorry, you'll have to excuse me. I got to pull it up. You'll be all right. Let's see, MyLabs Plus. I thought I had it pulled up. Nope. MyLabs. $12.99. That's for you Mac users that's going to try to download everything and it's not going to work because your Mac sucks. Okay, so go ahead and write down those numbers. I would highly suggest, and this is what I suggest to all my classes. If you are smart, the best thing to do is get registered onto MyLabs Plus via the computer lab downstairs. Okay? Because if you try there's all kinds of things that can go haywire with your laptop or whatever you're going to use. I would highly suggest doing it through the lab, either downstairs or the Pendleton campus or whatever campus you go to, because these computers have everything on it to work MyLabs Plus. All right? You may have to go through clicking on I'll show you this, and you can watch it on the day 2 of last semester's, and I'll go over it on day 2, which will be what, Thursday? I'll go over that with you, But there's a little, up in the right-hand corner of your address bar, you'll see a little red square, a little red X, a little red check mark, a little red shield. You have to right-click on that and enable cookies. Write this down. You have to right-click on that little red shield, and you have to hit enable cookies or load unsafe subscripts. Usually, that's what happens when you go through the Blackboard access. Notice what I said. And you go through what? Blackboard. Don't go through Blackboard. Go downstairs, and you should be able to go through Blackboard and it not do it. Not do it. But there's also, and I'm going to get into it in just a minute, you can go directly to the website, and I'm going to show you that website, and you can go directly there. I've had students tell me they've had no trouble. I've had students tell me that the dam busted, okay? So what I would suggest you do is go downstairs in the computer lab after class, if you don't have classes, or whenever you get out of classes, go downstairs and get registered on the MyLabs Plus first, and do it in the computer lab. And then, after you get registered, after you get into MyLabs Plus, then you can go through the website at your house. Unless you just want to go through Blackboard and have problems. Okay? Everybody got that? Now, that leads me to the next subject. Blackboard. Y'all get it? Okay? I don't use Blackboard. Somebody in here will text me and say, I can't find my assignments in Blackboard. Will I respond? Hell to the no. I will not respond to stuff that I have already covered. So if you choose not to read the handouts and you choose not to watch the first and second day videos, then don't expect an answer from me if you ask a question that are in those things. Okay? One of the things of being a college student, okay, I'm not trying to pick on high school students. I know this is dual enrollment. You have to read, okay? Because teachers are not going to answer your question just because you ask it. Okay, I'm not trying to be difficult, but what am I supposed to teach you? I'm supposed to teach you things that you don't know. Of course, some of y'all know everything. I've got a lot of guys in here, and guys between 18 and 25, y'all know what? Everything. All right, so I'm already going to have to deal with y'all on a case-by-case basis. But that's a joke, okay? It's a joke. I don't know any of y'all, okay? So I'm just kidding. Women are much more detailed, and they will go out of their way to find out the answer before they start asking, okay? So, try to read the handouts, please, because that's stuff that everybody has asked over the years, all right? All of my assignments are on those two things, MyLabs Plus and my videos are on YouTube. So as far as I'm concerned, that's the only two sites you need to deal with. Please utilize my first and second day videos with your respective class. Please, you're in 120. Don't go in the first and second day on 110. Why would you do that? Respective class, that means you're in 120. Click on the 120 class from last semester. Why? Because first and second day procedures do not change for me. Okay? I'm very simple. I'm very straightforward. I'm very fair. Okay? This is dual enrollment. Nobody's had me before. Anybody? Anybody know anybody that's had me? What'd they say? Okay? What'd they say? Who's raised their hand over here?
I don't think they said anything. I think they just said they had you.
Okay. How about over here? I saw a hand. Anybody? I was hoping somebody'd say fair, but anyway. Anybody had anything? Okay, I guess I just suck then. But please utilize my review videos. Some of y'all suck at math. Okay, go to the review videos. For the review in this class, I would suggest the basic math and the pre-algebra because you don't really need that much algebra in this class. Capiche? And that's pretty much. I actually had somebody email me like 2 weeks ago saying they couldn't get in their MyLabs Plus. Okay, you need medication and you need a life. Okay, 2 weeks before class starts and you're trying to get into MyLabs Plus? I'm sorry. All right, and I don't think it was anybody in here. So anyway, we good on that? Everybody got the numbers? Okay, y'all not going to talk to me, are you? That's all right. You'll talk. Let's go to the handouts. Now, let's say that you're one of those people that still lives in the 90s. I didn't check my email. I don't check my email. Okay? You need to get with the program. It's 2020. We got rovers on Mars, okay? You need to get with the program. It's not cute anymore. All right? So for those of you that play that trick, I put the handouts on My Labs Plus. I know I'm a bastard. I know you hate me, okay? So that takes care of that excuse. Now you don't have the excuse, I didn't get that email, because that's the first excuse you use. Okay? I didn't print it out. I don't have email. I don't check my email. Well, there it is. You can print out every one of them. I made some enemies there. So let's go ahead and pick syllabus and handouts. So click on that. And there's your syllabus, your outline. That is the most important page to print out, the outline. Make sure you make a note of it. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Hubert's info. Why? Well, a long time ago, we used to do the passing around cards and write down information about each other. Then we'd switch it around and try to guess who it was. Well, I would put my stuff up there just so people would know about me, because it's not fair for me to know a little bit about my students and you know nothing about me. And I'm not one of those teachers that when you leave my classroom, you don't even know what my name is. You know what I'm saying? You ever been in a class? Well, you will, because how many of you have had college classes before? Okay. You ever been in a class and you go through the first day of class and you have no idea who your teacher is? Okay, I'm not that way. I'm the other end of the spectrum. Okay? So you know all about me. All right? I quit doing the index cards, but I kept doing this because I want to make a comfortable environment for my classroom. Comfortable environment means anti-know-it-all. There's nothing worse in a classroom for a student learning besides texting in class while I'm talking, and also talking while I'm talking and you don't know the material. Capiche? So I'm going to go ahead and say this 2 or 3 times. If you're one of those people, guys, that know everything, stay where? At home. Skype in, watch the videos. I don't want you in here. Why? Because you intimidate the person that's going to ask a question. And I don't want you in here. I want you to stay home, create a cure for cancer. Do that. Deal? Okay. There's all my information. I put this, there's that cell number again. Golly, you got 2 bonus questions on each test from this handout. That's one of them. My cell number and my office email. Do people get it wrong? Yep, and it's multiple choice. I still have people miss it. Live PD. Okay? The next one is, which branch of service did I come out of? Do not put Army. I don't even think that's a choice. All right? It's the Marine Corps. Please don't get that wrong. It's the only one that's got United States in front of it on the multiple choice. I'm trying to give you the answer. All my multiple choices are pretty simple, but I still have people miss them. And there's a little bit about me. I do that every class. I've been doing it since I started. So, and it's worked pretty good. In 25 years, I think 25 years. You know, guess how many people I've thrown out of my class? Huh? You watched videos, didn't you? Golly, I feel faint. You're the one. Anyway, 3 people. 2 had Napoleon complex. They were guys. The 3rd, I don't know what her deal was. She was just mad at the world. I don't know what her deal was, but she just hated everybody. You know, the type person. And I just told her, I said, look, you just need to come back when you're in a better mood. She never did come back, which was good because she could do everything from home. She passed the class with a D or C, I think, and she stayed at home. I don't want that in here, okay? And let me go ahead and tell you, if you're one of those guys, and this is the guys again, come into class with no book, no pen, no pencil, and stares out the window like some deadhead, I'm going to ask you to leave. Why? Because that is not a learning environment. That's I don't want to be here, then get out. Okay? Everybody with me? Now, one of the things that I have is a fun class. I have a fun class. Now, right now, I seem like a drill instructor, but I'm not going to put up with none of that stuff, all right? To me, that's not First Amendment bull crap. It's not any of that, okay? If you come in here and you don't participate, leave. Or if you think you know everything, leave. Those two things. Everybody with me? Yeah. All right. So, that's that. You read it. If you don't want to read it, that's fine. Just make sure you read the top. Oh, where is your office? You got directions right there. So, when I tell you to come by my office, what should you not ask? There you go, because I'm going to say I have no clue. All right, go ahead and write this down. The other two places I will be, besides those two, besides my office, which I'm never in my office because I really don't like my office because there's people around I don't like, is AC 137 and this class. AC 137 is where I create all my videos. So that's where I stay most of the time, unless there's a class in there. Capiche? All right, so, well, when are you in your office? Well, then you hit the locator card. God darn it. I know. I'm pissing somebody off. There we go. There's my locator card. Now, I will tell you, it's very seldom I'm here after 2 or 3 o'clock. Okay? So if you live in BHP, South Ivor, Lounsville, you need to text before you make a trip up here, okay, if you're coming for office hours. Usually I don't have office hours. Why? Because my students don't need office hours. Well, why do you say that, Hubert? Because I don't do busy work in my classroom. I don't hand out tests. I don't give back tests. I don't check to see if you copied the answers in the back of the book. I don't do all that. And I save up to 12 days of, think about it. You got 4-unit test, right? I got to give you the test and you take it. That's an hour, right? That's 4 hours. I got to give you back the test and go over it. That's another 4 hours. That's 8 hours I could be what? Teaching. And then if I go through and take 15 minutes and check to see if you've done the homework, that equals, at the end of 14 weeks, that equals 15 minutes per class period. That equals about 3 classes. So 11 classes I could be what? Teaching. Now, day 2, I will show you how to send me questions. How many of you have used MyLabs Plus before? I know some people in Wren have used it. Okay, 3 or 4 people. There's a button on there that says Ask My Instructor. There's also Help Me Solve This, videos. There's all kinds of supplements to help you when you're at home. That's what they're for, when you're at home. And my videos help you, both. And then what I teach in class, you watch the video, you do, if I go through 3.1, then you do 3.1 homework. You should go back to the video and look at it. Either way you do it, or watch the video on MyLabs Plus, which is the people at Pearson that do the videos there. Either way, you may not be able to finish the homework question or do the homework. Then you send it to my instructor. It goes to my email, goes into my folder. The next day at class, I go over those questions. Everybody with me? And I will explain that to you Thursday, or you can watch day 2 and I go over it either way. Okay? So your office hours technically are where? In the classroom. It's a concept, right? Wild concept. A teacher having office hours in his classroom. Answering questions in the classroom. How many teachers you know don't want you to ask questions in the classroom? Some of your college classes, the teacher will get frustrated if you ask questions in the classroom. So, I'm just telling you. I'm trying to get through as much as I can, so if I'm going fast, I'm sorry. That's why I tell you to print these out and read them before class. All right, next. Hubie's Info Class Courtesies. I treat students the way what? I want to be treated. I have a cell phone. I think it's very hypocritical for a teacher to have a cell phone to tell you not to have your cell phone. But at the same time, you have to be what? Professional and courteous. I will only answer this cell phone three times. If my mother calls, because she don't pay attention to my locator card, she just calls. And my daughter is at Clemson. You got to say Clemson, because if you don't say Clemson, you're a southern racist, redneck. You put the P in it. You got to say Clemson. All right, y'all know the ESPN people. They don't say Clemson like we do. Anyway, she's a history major. Anyway, she's a history major, and she might call, and it's usually her car broke down or something like that. It's making a noise, so I have to answer that. Or my son at Robert Anderson. So the whole point is, what am I telling you? I have kids. I have parents. You have kids, and you have parents, and you have sisters, and you have brothers. Somebody might call you. If they know you're in class, what does that mean if they call you and you're in class? It might be an emergency, or something may be going on at school or daycare, or, your mom may have a flat tire and you need to go pick her up or something like that. Everybody with me? What do? You just get up. You don't say anything. You just get up, walk out, text them back, call them back, whatever. Don't be doing the between the legs, under the desk crap, because that insults my intelligence. I don't care that you're using your phone. It insults my intelligence that you think you're hiding something. Okay, don't do that, please. Everybody with me? That takes care of the first three things. I'm not one of these. If your phone goes off, I'm going to keep teaching. You just get up, walk outside, and take care of it. Okay? Please don't text while I'm talking, because that irritates me. Think about it this way. If you was to come up to me and ask me a question after class, and I started texting or talking on my telephone while you were talking to me, what is that? So what's the difference in me texting while you're asking me a question and you texting while I'm talking? Think about it. Okay? Next. This is not an online class, but you do everything online and you come to class to learn. If you know everything, if you know the material, stay at home. I take attendance, but write this down. Write this down in your notes right now and highlight it. The only time I drop a student is when I'm told to drop a student. You got me? Who has to tell me to drop a student? Student records, financial aid, the police department, Patrick B. Harris, the hospital, Tri-County Tech president. You see what I'm saying? I don't sit at home and say, well, that guy that sits on the last row that has a red hat, I don't like him, so I'm going to wait till he gets to 3 days and I'm going to drop him. I have a life, okay? I have things that I have to do. I don't sit at home saying, okay, this person has got 2.5 days. This person's got 2.5 days. No. So does that mean that you can skip class? Probably, if you want to do that. Okay? I've got so many different resources for you to make up those missed days. It's really up to you. If you ever meet a person that's taken my class and made below a 60, move away from them slowly. Why? Because either they got dumbass disorder or they got lazy ass disorder. What do you mean? I make it impossible to fail my class. Okay? I give you videos. I give you office hours in class. I give you the ability to send me questions when you don't have them, when you don't know the answer. And then My Labs Plus gives you the resources when you're at home to do the problems and get through the problems. So with those 3 or 4 things, it's what to fail my class? It's impossible to make below a 60 in my class. Do I? Hell to the yeah. I have, out of 30 students, I'll have 5 of y'all that will fail. And what is it all due to? It's not dumb disorder. It's not. It's lazy disorder. People don't want to put forth the effort. So if you go to my department head and you say, I failed Hubert's class, she's going to look cross-eyed at you. And she's going to say, you failed Hubert's class? There's not many people that fail my class unless they just don't what? Do the work. Now you may say, oh, well, you give tests online. Yeah, but the way I give tests online, you're not going to get the same test as the person beside you. Okay? So you can put that out of your head right now. Now, if you want to take time to help each other during a test out of your 50 minutes, knock yourself out. Why did I say that? Because you're going to have a hard time finishing your test in 50 minutes if you're helping somebody else. The good side to that is the best way to learn math is to what? Teach it. So if you're teaching somebody and you're teaching them correctly, that's a good thing. But if you finish your test in time helping them, that's even better. But it's hard to do. Okay? So, what about attendance? I take attendance every day. Am I going to drop you? No. The only way I'll drop you, you call me and drop me, you drop yourself, the school tells me that somebody tells me to drop you. I don't drop anybody. So what does that mean as far as grades if you don't do them? You get a 0, and then at the end of the semester you get an F. So if you're going to drop the class, you better drop it on your own because I'm not going to drop you. Capiche? Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate the communication. Rest of it you can read. I'm not gonna go through all this because I think it's important that you know what I like and what I don't like because I'm not going to put up with the stuff I don't like, period. Excuse me. All right, so that takes care of that. Class courtesies, Hubert's info. The syllabus is useless. The syllabus is written not for you, but for people in Columbia, so you can't understand it, so just throw it away. But the last page gives you 2 bonus questions, or 1 bonus question. There it is, right there. Your test will be 80% of the grade. Write that down. Test, 80%. That includes the final exam. Test/final exam, 80%. Homework, guess what? If test is 80%, what is the homework? Y'all are gifted and talented. 20%, yes. I have a question on the bonus, and you have 2 answers. One is 80-20, the other one is 30-30. 30. What's the correct answer? Why? Because it's on the syllabus, and also it equals 100. Do people put 30-30-30? Okay, so that's 1 bonus question. So the syllabus is only worth 1 bonus question. The rest of it, if you can read it, knock yourself out. But they use the big words that they use in Columbia, which means nothing to y'all. Okay? So where is the most important? There is the most important right there. This is what you need to print out. You need to put it in your notebook. Why? Because it's the template for the course. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 is reading. Make sure you go ahead and get started on that tonight. Okay? Well, how do I know what to read? You read the outline. I get so many people, do I read all of Chapter 1? Well, I don't know. Look in your book. Does it have 1.1 through 1.6? Then you don't read 1.6. Why? Because the outline tells you not to. Again, you have to what? You have to read. All right? What else does this outline do? Well, some of you may not be. Some of you may have to miss class. Well, if I'm on 1.3 today, then what do you think I'm going to go over Thursday? 1.4. How do you justify that, or how do you check on that? You check the videos. Because I list the videos, 1.1, and I put the whatever it is, 1.2, whatever it is. The whole point is, between the outline and the videos, you should not ask me, what did we go over Monday? Or what did we go over Tuesday? Because I'm not going to what? I'm not going to respond to that. You have 2 things that tell you what we're covering. The outline and the videos. So make sure you make another note. Chapter 3 is 80% of your first test. That's where all the math comes from. Is it general math? Yes. And 90% of you will know most of it. There's one section that you probably won't know because it's complicated formulas, and a lot of teachers don't want you to have to think, so they don't cover it. So we're going to cover that. And we do a lot of stuff with the calculator, but I do not let you take the square root of 25 on your calculator because I want you to be in the real world. I want you to be able to make change and spell mom backwards. Okay? I want you to be able to think. So I'm not going to let you do everything on the calculator. And that takes care of that. Just disregard this. That's old. Just throw that away. That's why I don't put dates on this. And I tell the department, don't put dates on the outline. The students can do that, And what do? They put the dates on there. So just mark through that. Okay, that's the syllabus and handouts. Everybody with me? So let's go back to the main menu. Let's go down to academic calendar. 2 bonus questions come from the academic calendar. What do you think those 2 bonus questions are?
First day of class, last day of class.
Well, you got half of it right. The last day of class and the what? Final exams. So let's blow that up a little bit so you can write it down so you won't ask me. Because you're not going to read the academic calendar. So might as well just go ahead and tell you. There they are. The last day of class is April 21st, Tuesday. Exams are 22nd through the 28th. So write that down. That's 2 bonus questions. I would suggest this is the second most important handout. I would highly suggest that you print this out and put this in your notebook. It has drop dates. You are Section A. Section A or Session A is 14 week. That's the general term. All right? So anything that has Session A on it is for you. So your last day to drop is in there. Your last day to drop without record, spring break, is in there, which is important to everybody. So any days off is in there. Let's see if there's any day off. I don't see any. I'm looking. January 20th, we have MLK Day off. So don't ask me, do we come to school Monday? No. That's what the academic calendar is for. Skype for Business, YouTube, and MyLabs Plus. Now, I have a Math 110 class online, and last night was the first time that they Skyped in to get the first day of class recorded. I had 7 people out of 30 call. So that means that my directions are not written in Japanese, and that you actually can do Skype for Business if you actually read the what? Directions. All right? Now, who uses Skype for Business? Well, in this dual enrollment class, last semester, I had a few students. I had medical issues, doctor's appointments, things like that. So they had their doctor's appointment at 10 o'clock, but they didn't want to have to, come here and then leave at 9:35 and go to the doctor, or whatever, at 9 o'clock or whatever, 9:30, whatever. And so they just Skyped in. There's nothing wrong with that. But follow the directions. Don't call me or text me and ask me, how do I Skype in? Because I'm not going to respond. There's the directions right here. Do not try to Skype in and you haven't downloaded Skype for Business. And don't try to Skype in with Skype, because I'm going to know that, because you have to use your Tri-County Tech credentials to get the 5 or 7, I think it's 5 or 7 free installations. It's in your tuition. Use it. YouTube. I'll go to YouTube last. Okay, here is the website you need to write down right there. www.tctc.mylabsplus, make sure you put plural, mylabsplus.com. Now that's where I tell students to go to log in. But I would rather you register in the lab, go through the Blackboard hyperlink, whatever, they make you go through that, and then to register. Once you register, then you can bypass Blackboard and just go to that website. Because Blackboard crashes about 30–40% of the time. Anybody in here ever know Blackboard to crash? And usually it crashes during the week of finals. So if you have a teacher, if you're the first time at Tri-County Tech and you have a teacher that uses Blackboard, like English, psychology, whatever, and if you have a paper due on the 25th of blah, 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 you better make sure you have it done on the 23rd or 24th. You with me? Because Murphy's Law works in correlation with Blackboard. Okay? Some of y'all are like, what's Murphy's Law? It's your parents' fault. All right, and now let's go to YouTube. And there's the directions how to find my YouTube. We'll go up there right quick, and we'll pull up type in my name, click on the pink shirt, go under my last name, hit playlist, and there are my classes for the last 6 years. There's my math reviews. I would suggest you do the pre-algebra and the basic math if you want to. Click on that. Pre-algebra to get the most bang for the buck because it has mostly everything in there that you need. And a lot of that you don't need, but it would help you to kind of go over some things. It's not really, there's some probability and statistics right there you can go into. Again, I'm assuming when somebody's in my class that they didn't invent the course, okay? I'm assuming that you need this class for a credit, all right? I'm assuming that you didn't write the book. So therefore, I'm trying to help you on anything I can to do well in this class, and that includes a review. What if you want to look at the first and second day? Then you go to last semester, and there it is, Math 120, Fall 2019, 10. And there's the first day, and there's the second day. And then I go into Chapter 1. So those of you that want to go ahead and see what I cover in Chapter 1 and 2, there you go. I will record each one of our classes. I'll put it up, and it'll be math. I think it's already up there because I put the other class. And that's another thing. I have another 120 class, and I'm going to put both videos in both classes. You with me? So that way both classes can get kind of double the effort or whatever, double the problems or double the explanation. And I might miss something in one class. You may pick it up in the other class. If you look, I think I already have y'all up there. Which one are y'all? Y'all 12010? Yeah, there it is. And if you look in there, there's already a first day. That's yesterday's class. It says Math 120-23. And I'm going over the same stuff that I went over, just different delivery probably. Okay? So here, you can either past or present. You can watch over the videos in the present. Like today, you go home, you watch 2 videos. You can watch this video again, and you can watch yesterday's class video. And then you can watch whatever you want to with last semester's. Or you can go back 6 years ago if you want to. Math doesn't what? Math doesn't change, and my classes don't change that much. Okay? Who's got a question on that? I'm the only teacher that does this. Every teacher at Tri-County Tech should be doing this. But I'm not going there. We got teachers that write their whole email in the subject line of the email. We had a teacher last semester asked for Blackboard to be installed. And we have one teacher on this campus that uses a VCR. That's sad. I mean, I had one teacher tell me one semester they would use the whiteboard, but they run out of room. The smart board, you never run out of room. You just hit plus, plus, plus. They said they run out of room, so they don't use the smart board. Try to be a technology-driven teacher on a T-Rex college. It's awful. Okay, so that's that. Everybody with me? All right, so let's make fun of. I think I went over everything, haven't I? I think I went over. Let's look. Academic calendar. How to get to my videos. I've already told you that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll go over MyLabs Plus tomorrow.
Will you click on homework?
Homework, yes.
See the past due?
Yeah, I'll fix that after we go over the material.
Okay.
Yeah, I fix the homework as we go over the material. So, after I cover chapter 1, I'll open up the homework.
Okay.
And the reason I do that is because of the questions that come in for students. I want everybody to read the chapters first. You see? And then when I open up the homework and I've gone over it and I've hit the hot spots, you'll be able to do the homework a whole lot easier. You see what I'm saying? And then you'll be able to send in questions. And those questions, I don't know, I guess you could say they're sifted, because the only questions you'll be sending in at that time are the questions that either I missed going over the material, or they're extremely poorly written questions that don't make sense. Does that make sense? The easier questions that are written good and go with the book and go with the lecture, you'll be able to get. And the only ones that'll be left are, I guess you'd call them the outliers or the invalid questions, the ones that are not very good. So that's why I do that. So I'll open up the homework. When I cover chapter 1, I'll open up the chapter 1 homework. Okay? Let's make fun of some teachers. Somebody give me a name of a teacher.
Karen Green.
Green?
Yeah, thank you.
Green. Okay, she's not bad. Okay, let's go over the scale. 1.99 and below, get the hell out. 2, exactly 2. Well, 2 to 2.99, it's a flip. And 3 and above, you're good. That's what I tell students. And I've been using Rate My Professor since it started, and that was in 2000s. Okay? So it's very good. Now, let me go ahead and say this. If somebody writes a paragraph and it has bad misspellings and it has bad grammar, just throw it out. Okay? Because if a person's going to fail the class, if it's not math class, chances are they failed the class because they can't freaking write. You know what I'm talking about? All right. So if you read a paragraph and it has cat spelled K-A-T, and there, the possessive there, T-H-E-R-E-R, or T-H-E-R-E, okay, then you know that this person probably failed because they can't what? They can't write. Okay? So take each one and evaluate, and if you got a bunch of them that says the teacher sucks, then also look at how many are actually there. If you only have 5, then chances are it's kind of you're going to have to read the evaluations really carefully versus if there's 507. Okay? So she's got a 2.6. It's a coin flip. A strong student, I don't even know what she teaches, don't tell me yet. A strong student will probably do okay. A weak student, get the hell out. Now, what does she teach?
English.
Okay, if you're a weak English student, get the hell out. Now, I don't know what they say. This was a true teacher. A little bit stern. Very knowledgeable. She does assign a lot of work out of class. A lot of work. A true teacher. It sounds like to me she's very real. The only class I didn't want to show up for. Eva. She should have spelled that E-V-A. Eva. Or H. Class was horrible. I don't know. See a lot of awfuls. You have to, I guess what you're going to have to do is read those awfuls and see if you can discern whether the student is a good student or a bad student.
Well, that's 2011. So,
Yeah.
So,
And that might be when she started.
No,
You know?
she can teach all.
Oh, she has. So, like I say, it's a 2.6. So that's a weak student, strong student call. So if you suck at English, I'd probably get out. All right, who's got another one?
John Duke.
Who?
John Duke.
D-U-K-E, like in the university? He's got a 2.5. So again, I don't know what the subject is. What is it?
Biology.
Okay, well, the only thing I've seen in biology is I've heard students complain about teachers that just do PowerPoints and that's it. So I don't know if that's what he does or not. I don't even know him. So he's got a 2.5. So again, strong student, weak student. If you've always been a weak student in science, I'd get a better rating, because chances are this teacher doesn't play around with excuses or play around like going slower for the weaker students. You know what I'm saying? To him, going slower for a weaker student, that's not an option. Anybody got another one?
Justin Holiday.
Holiday. Let me go back. How do you spell it? With an I?
Yes.
Holliday. What is he? Well, I don't want to know yet. Let me see. There he is. 4.1. Got a good one. What does he teach? Okay, for that 2.6, was it 2.6 for the first one? I think I would try to find one. If you're a weaker English student, I would probably try to find this one. You see what I'm saying? That's how you use Rate My Professor. If you got to discern the student and the teacher. If you, I don't want to say suck as a student, but if you're a weaker student, you may be a strong math student. Okay? If you're a strong math student and a weaker English student, then I would go for 4.1. If you're a stronger English student than a math student, then you want to take, the 2.6. You can hang with the 2.6. But anybody 1.2, get the hell out.
I want to see a 1.2.
I don't know if there is a one. The only one I could think of with a low score like that is, hold on a second.